Hi there, everyone. I'm Jennifer Angel. This is your report for 2018, Gemini. And I have done a snapshot report for those people that like me to give it to them straight in 2 minutes. And this is a more full report. So let's get started and see what's coming up for you this year. There's lots of opportunities are going to cross your path, okay? But it's up to you to recognize them and then take action, all right? Let's have a look at love because, when we're talking about love, we've got... we do have some eclipses happening, and you want to be able to say how you feel to someone. The more that you know and value yourself as the most fabulous person that you are, then the more easily that you'll be able to attract the perfect partner, whatever that is, So you want to be sort of open and honest about who you are. Don't try to be anyone else, and certainly don't try to be someone you think someone else, wants you to be. So that's sort of not a great recipe for a relationship. But this year, you've got chances for love. And we're going to have a look as we go through each of the areas of life. Then we're going to go on and have a look at what's happening on the monthly. So when we get to the monthly, we'll sort of pinpoint there's different times in the year chart where love is more prominent. It just like the vibration of love is more prominent in your chart. And we do have Jupiter in your solar 6th house, so that's going to just help you look after yourself more. Part of having a fabulous relationship is to first have a fabulous relationship with you. Okay, and as the year goes on and Jupiter moves into your solar 7th house, your relationship area, which will be November 2018, that's going to open up and take you into 2019, where you really get a chance to sort of be the true you and settle into yourself more and settle into a relationship more. Know exactly what you want and know when to say goodbye and when to walk away. Now, if you're already in a relationship this year, then we're going to be leading into a time where you can get to know somebody in that relationship and take it to a much deeper level. And as the year goes forward and we go into the following year, that's going to happen. If you're looking for love, then the main thing is, as I said, is just to be comfortable in your own skin. I love that saying. And so to get that feeling where you know who you are, you're standing in your circle of power and you say, this is me, okay? You get what you see, all right? And that's the most powerful place that you can be with a relationship, and that's when you can really attract the love that you want. Now, of course, we still do have Neptune in your career zone, so Neptune is a very much romantic energy as well as creativity. So, you can meet, you can connect with love through work. It's a slow-moving planet. It's a 15-year transit in this area, okay? So it's going to be there right through to 2026. So, it's certainly an interesting year. There is a lot of self-development, spiritual development for you this year, and a lot of change, doing things differently, and rapid change as well. So when I look at your career, you can really cash in on the work that you've been doing, and preparation, and particularly lessons that you've learned over past, particularly this last year or two. So, when we have things that happen to us, you got to remember that everything serves you in a way, okay? We don't always see that when we're going through stuff, but, that stuff does help you come into yourself more, speak with more certainty, because you've been there and you've done it, okay? So that's the lesson that you get out of it. But the important thing is that you learn the lesson. You don't go down that track. If you learn the lesson, you don't have to do it again. It's only when you do it, you don't learn the lesson, then guess what? You're going to repeat it until you do. So take all that wisdom and knowledge that you have got from 2017 and beyond, and put that into pushing you forward this year of your career, because with Jupiter in that solar sixth house, it's very, very powerful for opportunities. It can really just make things happen, like send them to you, like opportunity, just at your feet. Okay, but the thing is for you to make that happen, very important for Gemini, because you can do so much, and because you're capable of doing so much, you know, Jupiter brings in opportunities from all levels, and you can go, oh, that's interesting, and something else comes in. Oh, that's interesting too. Oh, I love that too. I mean, can you do it all? Absolutely, but not at the same time. So here's like where the power and the success comes for you this year, is sort out what it is you want to achieve for the year. What are, say, the 3 or 5, 3 if you can do it, say 3 to 5 main things you want to achieve for 2018, and list them as number 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever. And then it's not like you can't do little bits of stuff on all of them, but focus on one thing at a time and see it through. So make a decision, focus on it, see it through, and that's where you'll get your success, because with the Jupiter energy, it's broad. And, you know, it's easy to get distracted because there's so much great stuff going on, all right? So that's where your power is, to bring that energy back to, you know, harness the energy and focus on the most important thing at the time. Now, and of course, you know, with that Neptune there, this fabulous, like, inspiration and creativity. You're highly creative, so never doubt yourself there, okay? Never doubt yourself anywhere, all right? Chiron, which is known as the healer, often referred to as the wounded healer, not just from, it helps to heal situations from the past, not just this, but from the past life coming in, moves out of your career zone. So that's sort of like, that's that energy moves out of there in May. It's like a whole green light sort of pushes you forward to be able to go, hey, you know, like the stars, even the stars aren't the limit, okay? So think big, move forward, believe in yourself, and just make it happen, okay? Do whatever it takes to make it happen. The first thing is to find out what it is you want to make happen. Then focus your attention. And if you do that, like Jupiter and Chiron sort of exiting that area will both, that energy supports you big time. Now, we look at money. So, you know, we've got like Saturn just moved in at the end of December into your solar 8th house. So this is great for partnerships. This area is great. It's called other people's money. It's like, can be like loans, people supporting you, investments, sponsorships, inheritances, wins, dividends, royalties. So it's money that, you know, you're not like spending 7 hours at work and getting paid for 7 hours. So it's almost like a bigger picture sort of money. So with Saturn moving into this area, it's a 3-year transit, okay? Then that says to me that what happens now, and particularly over this next 6 months, because when a planet like moves out of one sign and ingresses its transit into the next sign, we've got that what's called that critical degree. So it's intensified, okay? So you can set down, what Saturn does is it sets down solid foundations, like well-built foundations that going to go into the future. So this is really, really good. So the connections that you're making, it's great for partnerships. So connections and teamwork and partnerships will lead to boosting the bank account, all right? So we like that. All right, but Pluto is there as well. Now, Pluto is, Pluto is a slow-moving planet. It's there, right? 16-year transit, so it says through to 2024. And Pluto and Capricorn, Pluto and Saturn are not going to conjunct until, I do have a note of it here somewhere, I think it's my memory, 2020, which they're going to connect. So that sounds about right to me. So, and when that happens, so as they move forward, as Capricorn moves forward with towards Pluto, there's two words that really are highlighted, and this is around business and money for you, okay, is in intention with the Capricorn and integrity with the Pluto. So so it's taking responsibility, putting the intention out that you want, and then acting with a high level of integrity. And that's what's going to help to boost your bank account, all right? So that's exciting, isn't it? Now, on a spiritual level, so Uranus moves in to the sign before yours. So this is your dreams, hopes, and wishes. Things can literally come out of the blue for you this year. This is also a highly spiritual and intuitive level. It moves in a position of your chart, rather. It moves in on May. It will retrograde, of course. We've got, what's a year without retrogrades? An impossible year. We'll move back out towards the end of the year for a short time, but it's moving into the sign before you, basically for an 8-9 year transit around that time. So it's going to help you. You get flashes of inspiration with Uranus here. Your intuition is going to be sharp. You're going to be able to develop it. So the message here is that continually take note of how you feel, not just how you think, okay? So that's really a very, very exciting time coming up. And now let's have a look at what's going on with the monthly chart. So the year starts off in January. It starts off with this 8th house. Now, I do want to mention at this point that 8th house position where I said it's like other people's money, January there's an abundance of activity going through your 8th house, like wow. And Venus is in Capricorn, and Venus is the planet of love and money. Capricorn is the planet of business, and it's in this area, and it's actually conjunct over. They're going to be conjunct. So in this area, it's like, wow, something really can come together, probably on a creative project, because you are who you are, or some cash can come through. So that's a year starts off with a really, really good vibration. Then as we move forward, that's what I was going to say. This 8th house also is about intimacy. So when you get sort of on a love level, it's about like sharing more of yourself with someone, okay? But for some reason, I think because whatever else is happening in your chart, I'm reading it more as for business and money for you at this moment. And of course that can change as the year goes on when we have the interactions and the aspects between the planets. And of course we've got your own personal natal birth chart, which trumps everything in the end. It goes right over the top of this. All right, so moving on. So February, likely to be learning something new in February, okay? So be prepared to rearrange the schedule a little bit. You're going into something new. It's very exciting, but you're probably going to be burning the candle at both ends, just like learning maybe a new skill. And learning is not it's not a big thing for you, Gemini. You love to learn new things, so that's going to be, fabulous and very exciting. And February and March are February and March are both highlighted in your career zone too. Now, through this time, you want to be mindful because Jupiter right through the year is going to be in your solar 6th house. You want to be mindful of looking after yourself, okay? Listen to your body. It'll tell you what it needs, all right? So that's very, very important. And and in March and April is great for connections, making new connections, and whatever comes out of those new connections, you're going to be able to put them into action, okay? So that goes on through March and April. We've still got that good monetary thing happening there as well. In April, there does seem to be an influx of money coming in as well. There's a little bit of May is still great for connections and great for education. And then when we get into the middle of the year, July and June and July, there's a little bit of soul searching around that time. So it's almost like you're on this accelerated learning, and then it's like, okay, so there's that whole thing about you don't know what you don't know, okay? So once you learn more and you know some of what you don't know, then your whole attitude can change on things. So that's sort of interesting. And then as we go through, very much about monetary negotiations can happen around July, mid-year. Seems to be, quite a bit of focus around your work, and work as in money. Around that time we get through to, and that goes through August as well. And September, lots of organization and connecting with people in September. And the same in October. And there seems to be like more in the second half of the year, more about really connecting with people, negotiating, and putting some of the things that you've learned into action, all right? And then at the end of the year, when Jupiter moves into Sagittarius, and I just want to see, it's going to, by the end of the year, Jupiter will move into Sagittarius, into your 7th house. So this is the area of relationships. So just as a thought, the following year, it's not like love's not going to be there for you, but it's really enhanced and to a much deeper spiritual level towards the end of 2017 and going into the next year. So that's pretty exciting. That's a pretty exciting time coming up. So, I do hope that, everything works out for you. I'll be seeing you through the year. Great time to have a year ahead reading as well, to have a look at your chart. So I send you much blessings and love, and Happy New Year, and I look forward to doing your weekly reports through the year. So love and luck to you, and we'll see you soon. Bye for now.